And then the second part of the video, what was that you were trying to illustrate there?
Again, defense counsel preparing his client, but this time the questioning format shifts from a direct questioning where the client tells her own story to one where the prosecutor is now asking leading questions that are subject to a yes or no answer. We now are going to shift to what a prosecutor is going to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, so let me try to adopt that role for you. Ms. Virgin, you testified that you were at the College Club at approximately 8 p.m. on March 14th, correct?
Yeah.
And that you originally ordered 2 pitchers of beer, correct?
Yes.
How many people were drinking out of that pitcher?
Which one?
Both of them.
One was for me and one was for Lance.
And did you drink the entire pitcher?
I think so.
And did Lance drink his entire pitcher?
Oh, yes.
And when did you finish those pitchers?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
Within an hour?
Maybe.
Okay. And what did you do after you had the first pitcher? Did you order more drinks?
Yes.
And what did you order?
I think we ordered another pitcher. Maybe a cocktail. Because I did have a couple of cocktails.
You don't remember what you ordered?
Right after the pitcher?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember if we ordered one cocktail first and then the pitcher, or the pitcher first and then a cocktail.
Now, this is hardly a month ago, Miss Virgin. You can't remember that far back?
Well, I mean, no, I don't remember.
Would you describe yourself as drunk by the time midnight came along?
I was intoxicated.
Did you stumble at all?
I don't think so.
Did you fall asleep at all?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
And what about Lance? What kind of shape was he in?
He was feeling pretty happy.
And do you guys drink this much every time you go to the college club?
Pretty much.
All right. You testified on your direct examination that you saw Kiki McFly talking to Lance, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you testified that you couldn't hear what they were saying, correct?
Right.
And you are aware, are you not, that Miss McFly was dating Lance for almost a year before he met you, correct?
Well, I knew it was a couple months, yeah.
Well, you knew it was more than a couple of months, didn't
Well,
you?
I knew it was a while, yeah.
A while meaning at least a year, right?
I didn't think it was a year.
But you thought it was more than a couple of months.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, more than 6 months, correct?
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
so closer to a year. Is that right?
Well, I guess closer to a year than to 2 months.
And this is a pretty steady relationship they were having, correct?
Yeah.
And then you came along. And all of a sudden Lance is dating you, right?
I guess.
So you know they had a significant relationship before Lance met you, didn't you?
I don't know how significant it was. You have to ask them.
Well, if it lasted for a year, it's got to be pretty significant, doesn't it?
I guess.
Yes or no, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right. So here you see Kiki McFly talking to Lance. You don't know what they're saying. Did she have her hand on him anywhere?
She did.
And where was her hand?
On his arm.
And where were his hands?
On her arm.
And was he speaking back to her?
Yes.
Was he making any effort to get away from her?
No.
Did they look like they were having a very friendly conversation?
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
Upset.
You were jealous, weren't you?
Well, yeah.
I mean, here's a woman who's had a year's relationship with your current boyfriend, and they're getting very friendly together in the bar, and you're wondering what's going on, aren't you?
Well, yes, I was wondering what was going on.
Now, I believe you then testified that the first thing that happened later was her approaching you, calling you names, correct?
Yes.
Isn't it true, Miss Virgin, that that's not what happened? That in fact what happened, as soon as you saw them talking together, you walked up to them, pushed her aside, and said, "Bitch, get away from my man." Didn't you say that to her?
Yeah, but later she came up to me.
No, stop. Didn't you say that to her?
At that time, yes.
Okay. So you're the one who was actually creating the confrontation at that time. Isn't that true?
Well, I confronted her then, but she came up to me later.
Just answer the question. Isn't that true?
At that time, yes.
Okay. And you're the one that is saying derogatory things to her, correct?
She deserved it.
Oh, you're not answering the question.
Yes.
You're the one saying derogatory things.
Yes.
And what was her reaction to you calling her a bitch?
She didn't say nothing.
That's true. She didn't say anything, did she? She didn't take a swing at you, correct?
Not then, no.
And she didn't throw a drink at you, correct?
No.
In fact, you didn't have any further confrontation for a good 10 minutes. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And it's your testimony then that she, 10 minutes later, comes up to you and calls you names and throws a drink at you, right?
Yes.
Isn't it true that that's not what happened? That in fact what happened is you approached her again?
Well, I was in her vicinity.
But you deliberately went into her vicinity, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I had been talking to Lynn the whole time, so I wanted to go and have a talk with her, but she came up to me and started calling me names.
She came up to you because she saw you approaching her from the other end of the bar, didn't she?
I don't know why she did it.
Well, isn't it true that she was sitting on one end of the bar, you were sitting with Lance at the other, and all of a sudden you get up and just charge right toward her? Isn't that true?
I don't know about charge. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
you were walking
there.
pretty
yeah,
fast,
I went
weren't
there.
you?
I was.
Yeah. And you had a rather angry look on your face at the time, didn't you?
I don't know what kind of look I had.
Well, you were still angry,
I
weren't
was
you?
angry. I was angry.
And you wanted to confront her again, didn't you?
Yes.
And it's only then that she tells you or calls you all these names. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And isn't it true that before you turned around, you pushed her? Isn't that true?
I pushed her. It was
And
just a tap.
stop.
It wasn't a push.
Just answer,
it was just
just answer the question.
I just touched
Just
her.
answer the question, please.
Yes.